कैलगरी के वेस्टविंड मैदान से मैं संदीप और मेरे साथी जयदीप आपका खैर मकदम करते हुए ये इत्तला देते हैं कि ग्लेनमोर नाइट्स ने टॉस जीतकर बल्लेबाजी का फैसला किया। दूसरा एलिमिनेटर खेला जा रहा है यहाँ पर ग्लेनमोर नाइट्स और नाइट राइडर्स के बीच। नाइट राइडर्स ने किंग्स 1 को एलिमिनेटर 1 में हराया, जो इससे पहले वाला गेम हुआ था। डैनियल पॉल और संजय सलामी बल्लेबाज ग्लेनमोर नाइट्स के लिए। डैनियल पॉल टेस्मेनिया ऑस्ट्रेलिया से ताल्लुक रखते हैं और संजय भारत के तमिलनाडु प्रांत से आते हैं। शवाल खान बॉलिंग का आगाज करेंगे नाइट राइडर्स के लिए। ये गेम दूसरा फाइनलिस्ट डिसाइड करेगी। CCA1 अपना क्वालिफायर जीतकर फाइनल में जगह बना लिए। सवेरे का पहला मैच था वो। आक्रामक फील्डिंग, अच्छी गेंद थी ये। डैनियल को ज्यादा समझ नहीं आई ये गेंद। बहुत ही लकी रहे कि बॉल स्लिप्स में नहीं गई, शायद एज था। शवाल अच्छी शुरुआत करते हुए इस गेंद को मोड़ दिया है बैकवर्ड पॉइंट की जानिब। वहां मिसफील्ड हुआ फील्डर से, खाता खोल दिया डैनियल ने अपना। अमूमन ग्लेनमोर नाइट्स जब पहले बैटिंग करते हैं तो गेम जीतते हैं। एक ऐसी टीम है जो जिन्हें अपनी बॉलिंग अटैक पे बहुत भरोसा है। संजय फील्ड का मुजाहरा लेते हुए एक स्लिप, गली, बैकवर्ड पॉइंट, पॉइंट कवर, मिड ऑफ, लॉन्ग ऑन, डीप मिड विकेट इन स्क्वायर लेग। कलाइयों के सहारे मोड़ दिया इसको मिड ऑन की जानिब, जहां पर मिड ऑफ से फील्डर, एक्स्ट्रा कवर से फील्डर तेजी से आए। एक और रन का इजाफा। खिली खिली सी धूप, ग्राउंड के ऊपर थोड़ी सी हवा। अच्छी गेंद, गुड लेंथ, स्पॉट पे गिरती हुई। डैन आखिरी समय तक गेंद को देखते रहे, जाने दिया कीपर के पास। अच्छी खासी हवा इस वक्त ग्राउंड पे चल रही है और इसी हवा का शवाल थोड़ा बेनिफिट लेते हुए अच्छी बॉल उसको खेल दिया बॉलर की जानिब, जहां शवाल ने खुद फील्डिंग की। अच्छी आगाज नाइट राइडर्स की ओर से। अभी तक 2 रन इस ओवर में आए हैं। अपील और आउट। ये पहली गेंद जैसी गेंद थी, लेंथ से बॉल उठी, बल्ले का किनारा लिया और विकेट कीपर ने एक आसान सा कैच धर लिया और डैन पवेलियन में वापस लौटते हुए 1 रन बनाकर। अच्छी गेंद थी ये। 99% लोगों के पास ये गेंद का जवाब नहीं होता है। ये गेंद बहुत अच्छी थी, लेंथ से ये बॉल उठी। अच्छी खासी स्विंग भी हुई। जैसा मैंने कहा कि हवा का अच्छा इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं। जिस छोर से शवाल बॉलिंग कर रहे हैं, हवा उनके पीछे से उनको सपोर्ट करती हुई, एग्जैक्टली पीछे नहीं लेकिन थोड़ा सा क्रॉस में हवा चल रही है, जिसकी वजह से उन्हें स्विंग भी अच्छी मिल रही है और गति में भी मदद मिल रही है। बहुत ही अच्छी बॉलिंग, बहुत ही अच्छा शुरुआत नाइट राइडर्स की तरफ से। अनिकेत देसाई 3 नंबर बैट्समैन ग्लेनमोर नाइट्स के लिए। कमाल इनिंग्स का दूसरा ओवर लेकर आए हैं। 42 नंबर जर्सी पहले ही ओवर में क्षति पहुंचाई है ग्लेनमोर नाइट्स को नाइट राइडर्स ने। कमाल की अच्छी गेंद, शॉट ऑफ लेंथ, अच्छा कैरी, अच्छा कैरी मिल रहा है दोनों फास्ट बॉलर्स को नाइट राइडर्स के। इन दो बैट्समैन में से एक बैट्समैन लंबा खेलने का प्लान होगा। इस बॉल के ऊपर आए, बाउंस पे आए, पॉइंट की जानिब खेला, कोई रन नहीं। लेग साइड में महज 3 फील्डर हैं, 6 फील्डर ऑफ साइड में। ये वाइड करार दी जाएगी वो। जी बिल्कुल, लेग स्टंप के काफी बाहर थी ये। हवा थोड़ी सी कमाल के लेफ्ट साइड से राइट की तरफ जाती हुई। अच्छा स्विंग मिल रहा है दोनों बॉलर्स को। बेधड़क होके खेलना पड़ेगा यहाँ पर नाइट्स को। लॉन्ग ऑन और मिड विकेट बाहर, और ये कैच लपक लिया गया है फर्स्ट स्लिप पर। संजय स्क्वायर कट करना चाहते थे, विड थी बॉल में, बाउंस पे बीट हो गए, बाहरी किनारा और दूसरी क्षति। तीन रन स्कोर, 2 विकेट आउट। दूसरा ओवर, यहां से गेम बनाना पड़ेगा नाइट्स को। बनाने की पूरी पूरी क्षमता रखते हैं नाइट्स के बैट्समैन। दोनों शुरुआती गेंदबाज अच्छी गेंदबाजी करते हुए, अच्छा पेस, अच्छा बाउंस दोनों बॉलर्स को मिल रहा है। कप्तान साद खान संजय के आउट होने पे क्रीज पे जा रहे हैं। एक कप्तानी पारी की अशद जरूरत। एक दो विकेट पहले 2 ओवर में मिल जाएं टीम को तो दे गेट अ स्प्रिंग इन देयर स्टेप। और यही हम देख रहे हैं अभी नाइट राइडर्स के फील्डर्स। चुस्ती और मुस्तैदी का मुजाहरा करते हुए, आक्रामक फास्ट बॉलिंग, कमाल। शॉर्ट ऑफ लेंथ बॉल अंदर आती हुई, एक रन जोड़ दिया। साद पहली गेंद पर अपना खाता खोले। आपस में बातचीत करनी पड़ेगी साद और अनिकेत को कि यहां से इनिंग्स कैसे बनाई जाए। रन रेट का भी ध्यान रखना है, विकेट्स का भी ध्यान रखना है। काफी एक्सपीरियंस दोनों खिलाड़ियों के पास है, पूरा इस्तेमाल करना पड़ेगा यहां पर। अच्छी गेंद, पीछे आए अनिकेत, बॉल की लाइन में आए, बाउंस पे काबू, डिफेंड किया। बहुत ही शानदार ओवर समाप्त। दो ओवर के इख्तिताम पर स्कोर 4, 2 विकेट के नुकसान पर दोनों ओपनर पवेलियन वापस। ये टूर्नामेंट हमारे स्पॉन्सर्स के सहारे कामयाब, बड़े शुक्रगुजार हैं हम। प्रेप अल्ट्रा, सोर्स स्पोर्ट्स, YYC स्पोर्ट्स, काइनेटिक स्पोर्ट्स, नॉर्थ वेस्ट फिजियो और ऑटो रिबूट हमारे स्पॉन्सर्स। शवाल की अगली गेंद इस बीच फुल गेंद थी, स्क्वायर लेग की तरफ साथ ने खेला, जहां कोई फील्डर मौजूद नहीं था। एक रन बड़े आराम से, आसानी से पूरा किया दोनों बल्लेबाजों ने। स्कोर को पहुंचाते हुए 5 पे अनिकेत। शवाल की गेंद का सामना करते हुए शॉर्ट बॉल आउटसाइड द ऑफ स्टंप से थोड़ा कट, थोड़ा ड्राइव वाला शॉट था ये। ऑन द अप खेले, बॉल सीधा पॉइंट फील्डर के पास। यहाँ से प्लान करना पड़ेगा, जैसे मैं आपको बोल रहा था, अनिकेत और साद को चूज करना पड़ेगा कि कौन से बॉलर पे प्रहार किया जाए, कौन से बॉलर अटैक किया जाए। और अच्छी गेंद, तेजी से 1 रन दौड़े, बहुत ही अच्छा कॉल था और साद रिस्पॉन्ड किए। अनिकेत ने देखा फील्डर थोड़े से दूर थे, अच्छा कॉल दिया। स्कोरबोर्ड को मूविंग रखने की जरूरत पे ध्यान देते हुए अनिकेत, जब बड़े शॉट्स नहीं आ रहे हों तो स्कोरबोर्ड को चलते रहना देना, ये एक कला है जिसका खूब मुजाहरा किया अनिकेत ने। वाइड का इशारा जाने दिया था साद ने, लेकिन गाइडलाइन से बहुत बाहर थी ये गेंद। अच्छी लेंथ का मुजाहरा शवाल ने किया अभी तक। दिशा पे थोड़ा नियंत्रण ये ओवर में अभी तक पहले ओवर जितना सटीक नहीं, लेकिन फिर भी बहुत अच्छी गेंदबाजी। ये वापस आते हुए अपनी लाइन और लेंथ के बरकरार रखते हुए एक और रन जोड़ दिया है यहाँ पर। फील्डर के पास जा रही थी, लेकिन बॉल धीमे धीमे जा रही थी। परख लिया साद ने और बुला लिया अपने साथी बैट्समैन को एक सिंगल के लिए। उमदा रनिंग, अच्छी क्रिकेट का मुजाहरा। अच्छी गेंद, फिर से गेंद के पीछे आए अनिकेत। आखिरी समय तक गेंद को देखते रहे और अपनी नजरों के सामने बैट से कवर पॉइंट की तरफ दिशा दी। अनिकेत के लिए लॉन्ग ऑन और डीप मिड विकेट बाहर। 6 फील्डर ऑफ साइड पे। को ड्राइव किया, लेकिन बॉल सीधा फील्डर के हाथ में कवर्स पे। थोड़ा सा उनके लेफ्ट साइड पे थी, लेकिन अच्छा कवर किया बॉल को। अच्छा शॉट, लेकिन रन नहीं, गैप्स नहीं निकाल पा रहे हैं। लेकिन कहना होगा कि बहुत ही सटीक बॉलिंग हो रही है अभी। ग्लेनमोर नाइट्स के बैट्समैनों को वो गाना जो रणवीर सिंह का गाना है कि अपना टाइम आएगा, याद रखना पड़ेगा कि अपना टाइम आएगा। बॉलर्स हावी अभी। 8 रन, 2 विकेट, 3 ओवर में 8 रन और 2 विकेट। कमाल। अपना अगला ओवर, शॉट आउटसाइड द ऑफ स्टंप, इसको घुमा दिया है पॉइंट बाउंड्री की दिशा में। पहला चौका इनिंग्स का साद खान के बल्ले से आता हुआ। दिशाहीन बॉल थी ये। काफी विड्थ मिली साद को। हाथ घुमाया और स्लैश किया पॉइंट बाउंड्री के ऊपर। 4 रन। स्कोर बढ़ते हुए 12 रन। अच्छी गेंद, इसे खेल दिया शॉर्ट कवर की तरफ। डॉट बॉल। कमाल लंबे बॉलर है, अपनी हाइट का भरपूर इस्तेमाल करते हुए। ये अच्छा शॉट कवर की जानिब, 2 रन मिलने चाहिए। घास की वजह से ग्राउंड शॉट्स में वैल्यू नहीं मिलता यहां पर वेस्टविंड ग्राउंड पे। बहुत ही उम्दा शॉट था। 2 रन जोड़ दिए, स्कोर बढ़ के 14, 2 विकेट के नुकसान पर। चौथा ओवर पावर प्ले का चालू। आउटसाइड द ऑफ स्टंप, वाइड हो सकता है। जी हाँ, वाइड का इशारा अंपायर ने कर दिया है यहां पर। ये ओवर में थोड़ा लेंथ और लाइन पहले ओवर जैसी नहीं फेंक रहे हैं कमाल। पहला ओवर गजब का किया था कमाल ने। गेंद थोड़ी पुरानी होती हुई थोड़ा स्विंग मिलना बंद हो गया। पहले 2 ओवर में काफी स्विंग मिला था दोनों बॉलर्स को। ये ओवर से फिर से अच्छी गेंद, विकेट पे पटकी हुई गेंद, बाहरी किनारा लेते हुए, फर्स्ट स्लिप के सर के ऊपर से जाते हुए। खुशकिस्मत रहे साथ। आक्रामक बॉलिंग का मुजाहिरा यहां पर। अपनी लंबाई का पूरा पूरा फायदा उठाते हुए कमाल विकेट का अच्छा इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं। विकेट पे बाउंस अच्छा है। बैकफुट पंच, कवर की तरफ, कोई रन नहीं। 16 पे 2। चौथे ओवर की आखिरी गेंद। ओवर पिच इसको ड्राइव किया मिड ऑन की तरफ। लॉन्ग ऑन बाउंड्री लाइन पे थे, मिड ऑफ भागते हुए मिड ऑन की तरफ आए, फील्ड किया। इसके साथ चौथा ओवर इख्तिताम पे पहुंच गया यहां पर। 4 ओवर में 17 रन, 2 खिलाड़ियों के आउट होने पर ग्लेनमोर नाइट्स। देखते हैं यहां पर शवाल कंटिन्यू करते हैं या बॉलिंग चेंज होती है। अच्छी गेंदबाजी कर रहे हैं शवाल, मेरे ख्याल से एक ओवर शायद और देंगे यहां पर कप्तान। शवाल खुद ही कप्तान है, लेकिन बॉलिंग चेंज देख रहे हैं यहां पे। खुर्रम इनिंग्स का 5वां ओवर लेके आए हैं। दाहिने हाथ से ओवर द स्टंप्स, गेंद फेंकेंगे स्लिप। अभी भी रखी हुई आक्रामक फील्ड जमाए रखा है शवाल ने। अच्छी गेंद थी, निकाल दिया अनिकेत ने मिड विकेट की ऑफ। 1 रन पूरा किया दोनों बैट्समैन ने, बढ़कर स्कोर 18। 2 विकेट पावर प्ले में मिले तो आक्रामक फील्डिंग पोजीशंस बरकरार रखी हुई शवाल ने, अच्छी कैप्टनसी। खुदा जब हुस्न देता है तो नजाकत आ ही जाती है। घुमाने की कोशिश, साद की बॉल के पास नहीं गए, पैर नहीं हिले। अपनी बाजुएं चलाई, लेकिन बॉल के साथ कांटेक्ट नहीं, लकीर है कि एज नहीं लगा। एक तरफ से बॉलर भी लकी रही कि बैट पर आई नहीं, निश्चित तौर पे चौका था जिस हिसाब से बल्ला घुमाए थे। यही देखिए, यही क्रिकेट का कमाल है। चार रन सात के बैट से। लेंथ को जल्दी पहचान लिया वहां पर साध ने, बल्ला घुमाया और वेकेंट मिड विकेट एरिया जो है वहां खेला, चार रन मिले। ये सीधा शॉट, बहुत ही उम्दा, कमाल का शॉट है ये, बहुत ही कमाल शॉट। 6 रन। गेंद को बैट के नीचे लेते हुए अच्छा बैट स्विंग, पूरा शॉट खेले, कोई हाफ मेजर नहीं। आक्रामक रवैया साध की तरफ से। पांचवा ओवर है पावर प्ले का। यहां पर फील्डर बॉल के साथ साथ मूव हो रहे हैं। पहली बॉल मिड विकेट की तरफ गई तो उन्होंने मिड विकेट की तरफ फील्डर को रखा, और फिर बॉल साध ने सीधा खेला तो अब वही फील्डर लॉन्ग ऑन सीधा तरफ हो गए। इसी बीच आखिरी गेंद ओवर की, 1 रन लिया गया। एक अपील हुई एलबीडब्ल्यू के, लेकिन अंदरूनी किनारा लगा था बैट का। 29 पे 2, 5 ओवर में 12 रन खुर्रम के पहले ओवर में आए। यही हम पहले कह रहे थे कि दोनों बल्लेबाजों को बॉलर चुनने पड़ेंगे कि कौन से बॉलर पे अटैक किया जाए। बॉल की मेरिट पर फिलहाल खेलना पड़ेगा दोनों बल्लेबाजों को। शुरुआती क्षति जो नाइट राइडर्स ने पहुंचाई ग्लेनमोर नाइट्स को, उस पर काबू रखने के लिए कोई अतिरिक्त विकेट न गंवाएं। यहां पर इसकी प्लानिंग करते हुए बल्लेबाजी करनी पड़ेगी। और अभी तक दोनों बैट्समैन बॉल की मेरिट पर खेलते हुए थोड़ी सी किस्मत साथ देती हुई। कमाल के पिछले ओवर में एक बॉल उछली थी जो साद के बल्ले के बाहरी किनारे को लेते हुए स्लिप के ऊपर से चली गई थी। किस्मत हमेशा बहादुर का साथ देती है, और बहादुरी और बेवकूफी में बहुत कम एक सीमा जो होती है वो बहुत इनविजिबल लाइन होती है। यहां पर अच्छी शॉट, तेज भागे, थ्रो आया, ओवर थ्रोज मिलेंगे, लेकिन साद काफी बैकअप कर चुके थे इसलिए दूसरा रन ले नहीं पाए। अनिकेत सेकंड फिडल खेलते हुए यहां पर बिल्कुल सही है। उनके इर्द गिर्द बाकियों को बैटिंग करनी पड़ेगी। अनिकेत एक एंड रोक के रख सकते हैं। अच्छी गेंद, और फिर से डिफेंड करते हुए अनिकेत। पावर प्ले की 3 गेंदें बाकी रहती हुई कमाल अपना तीसरा ओवर फेंकते हुए जाने दिया। उसको वाइड के करीब है, जी हां बिल्कुल, वाइड का इशारा अंपायर के तरफ से स्कोर पहुंच गया 31, 2 विकेट पर। खुशगवार मौसम है। अभी सवेरे थोड़ी ठंड थी, दिन में भी थोड़ी ठंड थी, थोड़ी हल्की हल्की बारिश भी हुई, लेकिन खेल चलता रहा। ये भी वाइड का हो सकता है इशारा मिले, लेकिन लाइन के करीब थी काफी। मार्जिनल कॉल कह सकते हैं। फिर से छोड़ दिया है। पावर प्ले की आखिरी गेंद, कमाल अपने बॉलिंग मार्क के टॉप पर पहुंचते हुए। दोनों बॉलें वाइड गाइडलाइन की बहुत करीब थी, लेकिन ठीक कॉल था अंपायर का। ये कैच, ये फुल बॉल थी। ड्राइव करने के बॉल थोड़ी स्विंग हुई हवा में, बाहरी किनारा, और कीपर ने अच्छा लो कैच लिया। ये बड़ी क्षति। अनिकेत के पास में लंबा गेम है। आखिरी गेंद थी पावर प्ले की। ड्राइव करने गए आखिरी गेंद पर पावर प्ले की। तीसरा झटका ग्लेनमोर नाइट्स को। ये बड़ा विकेट है। जलाल ने अच्छा कैच पकड़ा विकेट के पीछे। लेट स्विंग हुई गेंद, अच्छी गेंदबाजी कमाल की। पावर प्ले खत्म और हिमांशु नए बल्लेबाज जो कप्तान साद का साथ देने आए हैं। End of power play. 31 for 3. Glenmore Knights. Beautiful start for Knight Riders. Just the kind of start that they would have wanted. They played a game just before this game, so you would have expected tired bodies. We don't see any of that. No signs of any tiredness. In fact, can see the spring in their step as Anwar Arsalan starts a fresh over, 7th of the innings. Saad moves up to 23. Himanshu yet to face a ball. As Arsalan, right arm over the stumps. Played down the leg towards square leg, picks up a single. Opens his account with a single on the first ball. Double 3 for 3 in the 7th over. Saad having a look at the field, looking for the gaps. This will be an interesting contest. There's an appeal for LBW. Umpire indicating the height of the ball was the reason leg bye is given. Saad wanting to place that ball into the vacant gaps in the leg side. A huge gap between the mid wicket and fine leg. Three fielders in deep, long on mid wicket and deep square leg. Nobody at the fine leg or fine leg area. Himanshu slashes that ball. A call for two, but they will have to be contented with one. The fielder converges on the ball quickly. Flighted, slow one has been punished by Saad. Another six for Saad. This is his third six of the innings. Second six, there was 1-4. Second six, not third. Both the sixes coming in the same area. Pretty strong front of the wicket. The score moves to 41. Anwar going for 9 in the first over. And one leg by. So 10 runs coming in the total, in the over total. The leg by is not counted in bowlers' expenses. Khurram is going to bowl his second over. He switched ends. He was bowling from the south end. Himanshu. The Glenmore Knight batsman will have to rotate the strike. Need to keep the singles and doubles going. Need to move the scoreboard. Otherwise, they will get into the scoreboard pressure. You still need to respect the bowling, but still need to get singles and doubles. And this one slashed hard and taken at backward point. Another wicket down here for Glenmore Knights. Shawal picking up that catch at backward point. Missing the trick here, Glenmore Knights batsman. Osama walks in. Lends support to Saad, who has been playing well so far. Not the kind of start Glenmore Knights would have wanted after winning the toss and electing to bat. This game is a game of thin margins. A slight error, slight misjudgment can be fatal, as we saw on the last ball. Khurram picks up a wicket. Osama plays the ball towards cover point where the fielder fields. An important game for both the sides. And so far, I have to say Knight Riders have strangled Glenmore Knights a little bit. High hope, appeal with high hopes. More of excitement than any substance in that appeal. It's natural when the side is on the top. 41 for 4. Bull from the corner of the trees towards point. No addition to the score. Knight Riders maintaining a good pressure on the Glenmore Knight batsman. End of the over, a wicket maiden by Khurram. You don't see many of those in the limited over format of the game, and especially in the T20 format. His captain giving him a high five. Arslan Anwar is going to continue. Quiet dressing room. Glenmore Knights. This is the next one. Hit towards. Long on by Saad. Picks up a single. Moves to 30. Has done the bulk of scoring. All other batsmen didn't contribute much. I don't think anybody reached the double figures except for Saad. Very few extras so far in terms of wides or no balls bowled by Knight Riders, which is good. The next one driven in air was close to the fielder, but away from him a little bit and gets back for the second. 2 runs there. The shot was in air for some time. His heart would have been in his mouth till the ball went past that fielder. Flighted one, again hit in the air through the extra cover, vacant area. It's a good shot there from Usama. Picks up another couple. Overthrows. Hit the stumps, I think, or the edge of the pitch. And Saad showing good sportsman spirit and not running for that overthrows. Saad asking for a drink, signaling towards his dugout. This one again. Oh, that's a drop chance. It was hit hard and it swung in air. Went away as the ball reached the fielder. It swirled away. Definitely a chance. Arslan not scared of giving flight. Short one, quicker one. Saad rocks onto his back foot. Plays the ball towards cover. He picks up another single. End of the over, end of 9 overs, 47 for 4. Perfect time for both the guys, both the senior pros of Glenmore Knights, to have a word and talk about taking this innings forward, talking about what kind of targets they would want to set, what is possible from here. Khurram is going to continue here, bowling the 10th over of the innings. You can see a second slip. Here is Saad trying to hit that ball into the vacant mid-wicket area. Didn't connect well, didn't get the gap. The fielding change now. The backward point, not the backward point, the third man coming towards mid-wicket. The mid-wicket, short mid-wicket dropping to deep mid-wicket in the slip. Second slip moving towards third man. This one has been punched. Very good shot. That's a beautiful shot. Picks up a boundary. Brilliant shot of his back foot. Glenmore Knights move up to 52 for the loss of 4 wickets. Oh, wanting to hit towards straight field, missing the line of the ball completely. Osama walking down towards a skip, offering a couple of words of wisdom. Well taken by the skipper. They don't want to lose any wickets from here. Not at this stage at least. Wide outside the off stump is given wide by the umpire. Khurram trying to bowl quick on the previous delivery. Loses control on the direction. A fuller ball, better line, better length. Picks up a single. Saad moves to 36. And pulls away Osama as field was still being set. Bowler hurrying him up, but good on Osama to move away. From the corner of the crease. Undercut. Lucky that the ball didn't hit the stumps there. Wild heave from Osama. End of 10 overs. 54 for 4. From here, Saad would be thinking about 135, 140. Give some chance to his bowlers to defend. Another 80 runs, 90 runs from here would be the thinking. Anything over that would be definitely a bonus as Arsalan. This one is high up in the air. It should be a catch. It's taken on. That went up very high in the air. It got a lot of height, but the distance hit the lower half of the bat. A 5th wicket down for Glenmore Knights. 54 for 5. Losing the plot here. Glenmore Knights. Well made 36 by Saad. He got out on the wrong time, though. Never a right time to get out. But considering the situation, Amir Hamza walks in. The dismissal of his skipper. He will be facing Arsalan's second ball of the third over. Quicker one, appeal for LBW. It looks like hit the pad first and the bat later, but the height, as the umpire is suggesting, hit him higher. A smart bowling. Not expecting a quicker one first up. Flighted one, defended towards cover. Slower, gives it a lot of air. Loopy ball there, enticing Amir Hamza to go for it. He thought about that and decided not to take the bait. This one punched over, extra cover, should be a couple. It was a long chase for long off to come across to deep extra cover to field that. Picks up two, Amir. Moves the score to a dismal 56 for 5. Last ball of the 11th over coming up. Loopy one again. Taken full on the bat. Driven towards extra cover. Short extra cover. Had enough time to cross over for a single. End of 11th over, 57 for 5. Glenmore Knights. After winning the toss and electing to bat first. From here, the Knights batsmen have to really bat out of their skins to put up a fighting total here. They have to find someone. Someone has to play a heroic knock. Skuram coming up with his last over. Flick towards mid-wicket. Call for two. Decides against that. Good call there from Amir. He saw the fielder almost reached on the ball. Would have been tightened. Last thing right now they would want is a run out. And not even the last thing they would want is a run out. Khurram adjusting his field for the left-hander. Osama Throws a kitchen sink at it. Doesn't get any contact. No feet movement at all. Banking on hand-eye coordination. The wide ball was too wide for him to connect. This one missing completely again. Living dangerously here, Osama. He's better off looking for singles and making sure that he gets bat on the ball. He's played 11 deliveries so far for his 5 in the bid to hit. This is full toss. A valiant attempt for catch there by Shawal, I think. The umpire checking for height no ball, but the squaring umpire saying, no, it's fine. It was a wonderful effort by Shawal for that catch. And this one punched. So much effort for a single. Last ball of Khurram's spell. Shot outside the off stump and punched over. Extra cover by Amir Hamza for a boundary. Boundaries have been far and few. Ends the spell. Khurram 1 for 26 of his 4. End of 12 overs in the Glenmore Knights innings. 65 for the loss of 5 wickets. Osama has been trying to hit the ball really hard. He might be better off placing the ball in the gaps and making sure to get some runs and keep the scorecard moving rather than heaving and missing the ball. Asim Raza takes charge of the bowling from Arsalan. Another heave tried but not connected. This one punched towards extra cover. Ball watching there. Amir Osama was on the move as soon as he hit the ball. And luckily for both, it wasn't fielded cleanly by the fielder there. In the end, both crossover for a single. Bowled him! Knocked his off stump off. Amir getting bamboozled on that occasion. Further trouble for Glenmore Knights here. Wasim Hayat walking into the center. Sixth wicket falling is Mohammad Wasim Hayat. Walks to the center in deep discussions with Osama. Right from the start, Glenmore Knights missing the trick from the beginning. I have to say, both Shawal and Kamal, they bowled pretty aggressive spell in the beginning. Lots of oohs and ahs, even the commentary box here. As in the field, flighted one, Wasim playing it back to the bowler. Dire straits for Glenmore Knights. As we know, the game of cricket, it is never till it is over. Quicker one, Wasim uses the pace of the ball well, plays that shot pretty well. I've seen him playing that shot so many times. He plays the field there, picks up a couple, ends the over with a couplet. Wasim moves to two. Asim Raza picking up a wicket in his first over, as have many other, I think two or three bowlers. One, two, three, four. I think this is the fourth bowler, Knight Riders, picking up a wicket in the first over in this match so far. Shawal picked up a wicket in the first over. In fact, he picked up two, I think, in the first over. Kamal picked up a wicket in the first over. Khurram picked up a wicket in the first over, and Asim also picked up a wicket in the first over. Arsalan moving into his final over of the spell, driven uppishly but straight enough, beating the fielders. Have to run with purpose here. They have to run the first one hard, convert every opportunity of a double into 70s now. 70 for 6. Only three fielders patrolling the boundary line. This one has been picked up as in the gap though, and fielded on the bounce by the fielder. Good fielding there, but was held by the bounce. Had that bounce not been there, it would have been a certain boundary, as the fielder would have had to bend down. He was on the move. It wouldn't have been possible for him to bend down if the bounce was not there. Anyways, good effort there from the fielder. This one driven down again. Well fielded there by the bowler. Cuts any possibility of the single which might have been there otherwise. Arsalan slow, turning away from Osama. Play towards long on. Call for two. That's a quick run. Good call there from Wasim. Good call there from Wasim. He converted the single into the double there. Surely. Slight misfield there. Only slight. The fielder not expecting the batsman to take a double there. 74 for 6. 6 overs to go. They have to get close to around 135 to make a match of it. The Knight Riders have bowled immaculate line and lengths so far, and the Glenmore Knight bowlers will have to take a cue from how Knight Riders bowlers have gone about things here. Asim starts a fresh over, walking into that shot, trying to place the ball into that vacant leg side area for a single. Asim moves the third man to short square leg. Short mid wicket, more of a short mid on. The fielder from fine leg moves to the third man area. Was an air, should be a double. Running hard. Was an air but wasn't gap. It was a deliberate shot there. I have to say, in the end, was well controlled. Using the bottom hand there to place the ball. Wasn't too far away from the fielder, but got it in the gap. Bowled him. Wild heave. Another wicket falls here. Very little application by the Knight batsman. Still 5.5 overs to go. They must play all 20 overs. Enough time for Wasim to go for that shot. Especially when you know you're the last recognized batsman. Wasn't the necessity, wasn't the need of the hour. Clean him up there, Wasim. For 5. He was better off placing the ball as he was doing. Short of a cluttered mind there. You get mind gets cluttered when you have pressure on you. Happens to the best of the cricketers, even on international level. Just an impulse causing fatality in this case. Sean Reader, the next man in, drives it towards long on, picks up a single. Score moves to 77 for 7. Has been hit. The fielder converging. Takes the catch. Another one bites the dust. Eight down. Glenmore Knights. I think Shawal picked up that catch. Just one fielder outside on the leg side in the square, and he picks up that fielder. Osama walking back to the dugout. And Arsalan was the guy who picked up that catch of the bowling of Hasim. 14 runs by Usama. Real danger of getting out below 100 and without utilizing the 20 overs here. Glenmore Knights. Abysmal performance so far in the game. The batting has not clicked at all. It's an appeal for LBW. Devesh is the next batsman in. And Sean talking to the bowler that it was going down the leg. $77 for 8. Glenmore Knights. Do they have the belief to win the game from here? Sometimes it takes that belief in these tough situations when you find your team in dire straits. You need someone to show you the path. And so far, that's been missing in this innings, although Saad did try from one end, but he was losing partners on regular basis from the other one. This one hit straight down by Sean. Azmat bowling the 16th over is first of his spell. Turn takes the edge of the bat or arm. I think it hit his arm. Spun across. Devesh playing cross. Maybe better off playing with a spin there. All the fielders pretty close to Devesh. Everybody on offside. Inside the circle. Barring long off. This one again hit on the pads. Half-hearted appeal. A lot of gaps available on the leg side. Devesh trying to use that. This is the next one. Almost caught there, got a bottom edge. Again takes the edge of the bat. Playing the line. Just one run. of the over. $78 for 8. 4 overs to go. The wish, I'm sure, would be talking to Sean that let's play all the quota of 20 overs. That should be the plan for both these guys and try and get as close as possible to the three-figure mark and then take the game from there. Knight Riders have strangled the batting lineup. The next one is hit down the long on mid wicket. Gap between long on and mid wicket gets a couple. Sean Reader moves to 4 and takes the team score to 80 for 8. Catch and taken. Perfectly placed fielder there. When it's your day, the ball just keeps on going to the fielders that have been placed in positions. Got a thick edge there, Sean. Again, wanting to place the ball in the gap on the leg side. Getting a thick edge and taken by a short third man. Very short third man. More of a fourth slip, where fourth slip would be. 9 down. Last man walking in. On dismissal of Sean Reader, Hamza Javed. Hamza is not 100% fit. He's had some niggles in the season with his back. Missed that ball completely. Very close to knocking his stumps off. Not the kind of batting performance Glenmore Knights would have wanted to put. Let's see how Saad marshals his troops from here. It would be a tough situation for sure. But these are the kind of situations when leaders lead from front. The stars are born from these kind of situations. Saad would be hoping to find a star or two within his side in the bowling performance. Hit in air by Devesh, picks up a couple, should be a couple as Hamza turns for the second one. End of the over from Asim. 2 to end that over. Glenmore Knights move up to 83 for 9. Only 100 less than what India defended in the 1983 World Cup. That was a 50 over game, so if you rationalize that, 83 should be good enough in 20. Knight Riders have put themselves in a very strong position as Azmat very slow through the air. He's getting a lot of turn, but it's slow turn, so the batsman may be better off playing the ball on back foot, waiting for the turn, or getting completely to the pitch of the ball to kill that turn, and batsman doing neither. Too much to expect from number 10 and 11. Solitary fielder in that area. Hamza and Devesh crossover for a single. 84 now. Slow, and Devesh wanted to whack that, but had to wait for the ball. Decides against it in the end. This one he picks up. Should be a boundary. 4. Moves to 88. Glenmore. That's the way he has to wait for that ball rather than jumping on. He's bowling slow. Again, playing the shot too early. Appeal for stumping. End of the over. 2 overs to go. Knight Riders need just 1 wicket to end Glenmore Knights' batting innings. Though Knight Riders have put themselves into an excellent position here, they must not be complacent. It's a strange game. It bites your back the moment you're complacent. Asim, the next one. Quicker one through the air. Run through for a single. 89 for 9. Another single added. Takes the score to 90. Quicker one misses. So does the keeper. Should be a couple. Let us wait and see if there was any bat on it. The umpire signals buys. 2 more to the score. Everybody missed that ball. The batsman as well as the keeper was bowled a little quicker. Slows it down. Mixing quite well. Good variation of speed from Asim in his 4th over. Has picked up 4 wickets for 13. Asim Raza. Though he might have picked up 4 wickets, but the back of the batting was broken by superb display of fast bowling by the opening bowlers of Knight Riders. You could see they had a spring in their step right from the word go. They were aggressive. They had set aggressive fields. restricting Glenmore Knights to 92 for 9. The last over coming up. See if Glenmore Knights get close to 100. Kamal, who opened the bowling with Shawal, bowling the last over of the innings. Full one driven towards cover. Devesh sending Hamza back. Hamza wanted a single. Driven in the air, but safe in the gap between extra cover and mid-off. Picks up a single, takes the score to 93. Edged towards short third man. Should cross over for a single. 94. One stroke short of 100 here. Five fielders on the boundary line. Sweeper cover. Long off, long on. Deep square leg and cow corner. Outside the off stump. Misses. Looking for a wide, they wish, but more of hope than substance. Brilliant bowling performance from Knight Riders considering this is their second game on the trot. They played a game just before this one in which they defeated Kings 1 in the Eliminator 1. This is the Eliminator 2. Team winning here will play CCA 1 tomorrow in the finals at 5 p.m. at the same ground. Last ball of the innings coming up, and Devesh drives it down towards extra cover, wants double. Good call there from Hamza. Javed makes it in the end. 2 runs. Devesh should have been running the first one hard. In the end, get 2. Ended up at 96 for 9. Glenmore Knights. Not the kind of batting performance they would have wanted, especially after winning the toss and electing to bat. They, however, have to put this behind and think about how to take 10 wickets as the scorecard, batting card. Only Saad standing out, and only one guy apart from Saad crossing into double figures. The rest of the score card like a telephone number 1132854. Devesh as well crossed the double figures. 10 not out. The brilliant score, bowling scorecard here. Shawal bowled 2 overs, 1 for 6. Kamaluddin 2 for 17 of his 4. Kuram bowled well as well, 1 for 26. Arsalan 1 for 25. A pick of the bowlers, Asim Razak 4 for 13. And Azmat bowled a couple of overs for 6. There's a fall of wickets. As you can see, right from the start, wickets falling as pins. First one at 2, second at 3, third at 31, and fourth at 41, 54, 66, seventh at 76, eighth at 77, and ninth at 80. No partnerships at all. 97 now needed from 20 by Knight Riders. Would take a Herculean task by the Glenmore Knights to stop Knight Riders to cross that score. We take a short break and we will join you in the second innings shortly from now. Chase is about to begin. Uddin and Mohammad Waqas going to open for Knight Riders, who need 97 to secure the place in the finals of the T20 Elite League tournament. The proceedings about to begin, brought to you by 22-Yard Networks. As the wish. The first one hit hard and high over deep square leg boundary for 6 by Uddin. Picking up that length quickly and dispatching that ball over the square leg boundary with disdain. Six of the first ball. Very first ball. Intentions very clear here from the Knight Riders. They want to finish this game quickly and get some rest before the finals tomorrow. And let's see if Glenmore Knights put some spokes in their chase. Driven this time straight to Sanjay at short extra cover. Six for no loss. Knight Riders. Saad in slip. Hamza Javed, short third man. Short ball. High, handsome, and out of the park for another 6. Not the line, not the length to be bowling, especially with the score being so low to defend. Devesh has to take a cue from how the Pacers of Knight Riders operated in the beginning. They used the new ball to a great effect. Two sixes in the first 3 balls. Slower one driven towards extra cover. Who's on the circle? Gets Mohammad Waqas on the strike. Who's a left-hander. He didn't do much in the Eliminator 1. And yet he is the top scorer in the league. Knight Riders move quickly to 13. Better length, better line. Dan on mid-off. Himanshu on long on. Driven and misses. Lucky not to get an edge. End of the over. Expensive start there from Devesh. Of the first over. Too many bugs here at the ground, making life a little difficult in the comm box. Amir Hamza taking the new ball with Devesh. I think we'll see a bowling change on the other end I'm pretty sure Sean Reader will be brought into attack from the other end as Hamza. And this one picked up again. Similar shot out of the park as well. He's in a hurry. Third six of his innings. Third six in 5 balls. Moves up quickly to 19. Treating the bowling with utter disdain here. This will certainly put the Glenmore Knights on the back foot. They already have been on the back foot throughout this game so far. The openers want to put stranglehold on their neck. And so far they have done it well. Imaduddin taking attack to the bowlers. On to 20 quickly. In the 6 balls he's faced with the help of 3 massive sixes. Appeal for a cut behind. Big appeal. To be fair, it was Amir Hamza. Lone appealer there. The keeper didn't go up. Most likely the bat hit the ground there. Saad has stationed himself on the cow corner boundary. It's a strong area for Waqas. Favors that area of the ground and misses the 4th ball as he wanted to heave that towards that direction. Missed it completely, he made no connection. As Amir switches to round the stumps. Full taken on the full by batsman, making it a low full toss. Ball fielded by Sanjay at short extra cover. Let's see how Waqas ends this one up. High up in the air. Catch for a call. And Hamza Javed catches the ball. First wicket. Falls for Knight Riders and Mohammad Waqas goes for a Donald Duck. The Ducks in cricket started to be called Donald Ducks when Sir Donald Bradman got out on a 0. Not many would know how many ducks Sir Don Bradman scored in the international arena. People just remember the last duck he made in the last innings he played. But he was out for duck on 7 occasions in Test cricket. Not many would know that. Not many would expect Sir Don Bradman to score 7 ducks. If you see the percentage of innings he scored ducks is a high 8.75%. In his 80 innings he scored 7 ducks. As expected, Sean Reader comes into the attack from the north end of the ground. Griffith was the first bowler in Test cricket to get Don Bradman out for a duck. Scored 6 of his ducks in Australia, Don Bradman, and 1 in England. 6 ducks came against England. The next ball was bowled with some good pace by Sean. Came up. Bajwa came on top of the bounce. And played the ball not convincingly enough, but picked up a single. The score moves up to 21 for 1. The only bowler to get Sir Don Bradman out twice on a duck in Test cricket, Sir Alec Bedzer from England. Call for a second there. Managed the second one pretty easily in the end. The first duck was in 1931, the second in 1932, then the third and the fourth in 36-37 series, and then between 46 and 48, as the next one has been picked off his feet. Wonderful shot, another maximum 6 by Uddin. This is the 4th of his innings. He is showing Glenmore Knights how to bat in a big game. Of course, the pressure is not as much, but you still have to connect those shots. Wonderful display of power hitting here from Imaduddin. Pulls out of the delivery there, Sean Reader. A quiet camp. Glenmore Knights, they would not have wanted to end the campaign in such a way. Appeal for LW, but no signal. Would have been close. Might have been going down the leg though. You can't be bowling no balls when you got so little to defend. A free hit here. And Imaduddin, let's see if he makes full use of this opportunity. Short ball, he does. Maximum, another 6. Imad is deflating the Glenmore Knight attack here. Short of ideas here, Glenmore Knights. Digging it short. Imad was ready, expecting it to be a short one. Change in the field. A difficult task for the skipper. Keep the team motivated. The only way to get going in this game is to pick up wickets. Another short ball punched over the infield. Another boundary. That's poor bowling. Another no ball there from Sean Reader. And things going haywire, falling apart for the Glenmore Knight bowlers. This is what happens when you're taken to attack. And Imad doing that with some penchant here. And moves up to 39 of just 12 balls. Another chance for Imad. to go full Monty. Another short ball, another four, is it? An expensive start here from Sean Reader. 26 of the over. Imaduddin moves quickly to 43. 46 for 1 in 3 overs. That is some batting there from Imad. Making mockery of the attack so far. Knight Riders. Bajwa on strike now. Amir Hamza outside the off stump, wild flash. Misses. Bajwa wanting to follow the sweet. Missing was wideish outside the off stump. Wanting to cut the ball. Didn't have enough width. Outside the off, wild flash again. Bajwa asking for a wide there. The umpire saying nothing doing. Knight Riders playing with a purpose here right from the beginning. A slower one. Devesh fields at backward point. You could see the pomp in their step right from beginning. Knight Riders. 51 now needed. Try to drive that ball. Got the under edge. Should pick up a couple as Dan throws the ball back in the hands of Aniket Desai, a wicket keeper for Glenmore Knights, as the score moves up to 48 in the 4th over. Last ball of the 4th over. Big bowl by Amir Hamza. Full toss taken on full. Goes straight to the fielder at extra cover on the circle. Who picks it up on one bounce. Might see another bowling change for sure. I think Dan might be brought into the attack. Let's wait and see. Yeah, indeed, it'll be Dan. Let's see how Imad takes Dan out. Maybe sometimes when you slow down the pace, you miss it. The quality of Imad will be tested here in terms of how he plays the slower bowling. And for not for not even for 1 second, I'm saying that he does not play the slow bowling well. Dan starting 5th over of the innings. That's what I meant. When you're playing pacers, you take a little time to adjust to the pace of the ball. Imaduddin moves to 44. The Knight Riders to 49 for 1. Well left there by Bajwa. Saad has no option but to attack. It doesn't have too many runs to defend, so rightly keeping a slip in place. Hit straight towards Sean Reader. Would have been a magnificent catch. Great attempt there from Sean Reader. These kind of catches only get stuck in the hand. It was traveling fast. Gets Imad on strike now. One stroke away from his well-deserved 50. He picks that up. We'll have to wait and watch where does the ball go. Does it cross the boundary line? Osama plays a little bit of football there and gets the ball back into the play. 2 runs picked up. Last ball of the over. Imad moves to 46. His Knight Riders cost a 50. 52 now, and this one punched towards point boundary. Doesn't have the legs to cross the boundary line as Hamza dives in, fields the ball. End of the over. 54 for 1. A mere 43 needed of 15 overs. His game has the potential to finish within the first 10 overs. If Imad goes going in the same fashion, quite likely the game will end in next 5 overs. Glenmore Knights would be distraught with this performance so far. They had a good campaign. They lost just 1 game in the league stage of the game, and not coming to the party when it mattered most. Is struggling to cope up with the pressures of the big games. Full toss taken full. 1 bounce. Osama stops the ball at extra cover on the circle. Gets dangerous in Imad back into the strike. This is the last over of the power play. Himanshu falls back onto the cow corner. The Sanjay straightish, long on, pretty straight. That is 50 for Imaduddin. Brings up the 50 with another 6. Now what an innings. What a fine display of batting there from Imaduddin. A 17 ball 50. A strike rate of over 300. just killed the bowling, killed any hopes that Glenmore Knights would have had during the break. Bowled him now. I think he played that on. But he has inflicted the damage here. He's brought Knight Riders to a situation where from they shouldn't lose. In fact, they should be cruising to victory. What a hand Imad has played. Well played, Imaduddin. Quality innings, quality shots. Getting a hero's welcome in his dugout. And why not? Amir picking up his picking up his second wicket of the game. He has had 17 before this, so he takes his tally of wickets to 19. Is there a twist in the game? We have seen it happening so many times, even in international cricket. A famous India versus Pakistan game in the T20 World Cup, last one, where India was given just 2% chance of winning that game. They turned that 2% into 100%. But as we say in English, every day is not a Sunday. As Ali Khan walks in to give company to Bajwa, who's on the non-strikers end. Was a short one from Amir into the body, played well. Amir making a change in the field, asking Hamza Javed to drop down to the deep square leg. Mid-off comes in form of Saad. Khan and Sanjay drops back to long on. Is driven towards Wasim Hayat, who fields the ball. End of another successful over for Amir Hamza. 2 for 16 in his 3 so far. How does Saad get another couple of wickets quickly here? He has to attack and probably get a couple of more fielders in catching positions. Very difficult to set the fields in this situation. But he really doesn't have anything to lose now in this situation. He has to go for attack. Daniel has to be aggressive here in his bowling. 61 for 2. Dan has to bowl an attacking spell here. He has to keep the stumps in question all the time. Wider outside the off stump. He missed by Bajwa. He's not been connecting. Left alone. Of my liking, Dan has to attack stumps. Bring the LB into the question. Better. He might go for runs in that fashion, but also gives himself a better chance of picking up wickets. And that's the only way Glenmore Knights can make a match of it. Another one misfielded, but batsmen don't take the single. What a novelty to see 4 dots in the innings so far. Hit straight driven towards Sean at long off. Picks up a single. Bajwa moves to 6. Ali is yet to open his account. He's played 3 balls so far. .35 needed by Knight Riders to clinch this game. Short one outside the off stump. Played in the gap. Ali opens his account with a single. End of the over. It's 2 from it. 7 overs gone. 63 for 2. Scoring at the rate of knots here. Imad really flattened the attack. I think Amir is going to continue and bowl the last over of his quota. The right thing to do. If he picks up another couple of wickets here, that gives some more inroads into the batting lineup of Knight Riders. Easier said than done. Ali Khan gets ready to face Amir Hamza. Driven towards short extra cover. Dan does extremely well to stop that ball. It was a good shot. Lent into the drive. Played a little bit away from the body there. But got the connection all right. Shot outside the off stump. Played towards third man where Sean Reeder runs towards his right. Prevents the batsman to add any score. Short of length outside the off stump, bowling that back of length line in length. Back of line, back of length. Rising delivery there. Bajwa, on the other hand, having a look at the bowler. The next one played towards backward point. Four dots so far in this over. The dots are not going to make a difference unless they pick up wickets. Fuller one, driven towards straight past bowler, pick up a single. Ali moves up to 2. It should be batting practice here for Knight Riders. They should cross the line with their eyes closed. The Knights have themselves to blame to find themselves in the position that they are in at the moment. Although you have to say that the Knight Riders, the opening spell was fiery opening spell from Shawal and Kamal. But even then, Glenmore Knights should have batted with a lot more purpose. Look, they were just going through the motions in their batting. And then when Knight Riders came into bat, Imad just held their bowling attack by the scruff of the neck. Daniel Paul I still see four fielders patrolling the boundary line. In fact, five. Not sure if that is going to help the Glenmore Knights. Maybe they are better off asking the Knight Riders to go over the top and in the process get some wickets. Indeed, this is a defensive field here. Very difficult to save the match in this fashion. Just delaying the inevitable, this field. Outside the off stump. Push towards point where I think Wasim has done some damage to his already damaged webbing. Less than 13 now needed by Knight Riders. Haven't seen a googly so far from Dan. He bowls that googly well. Just going through the motions here, Glenmore Knights. Spun a bit. Batsman let it go. Watch the ball. .68 for 2 of the 9. Imad stayed for a little bit longer. Might have seen that score closer to the required 97. The game is not about ifs and buts. It just happens on the field of play. And we again want to thank our sponsors, Prep Ultra, Source Sports, Kinetic Sports, YYC Sports, Northwest Physio and Massage, and Auto Reboot for their generous contributions towards making this tournament happen. Organized by Calgary and District Cricket League. And tomorrow is the big day again for C&DCL. Shot outside the off stump, played towards third man boundary for 4. The field is not set up for that kind of bowling. He might want to drop down the third man if he wants to bowl that kind of a length. And if he wants to bowl that kind of length, it has to be on the body, where the batsman cannot free his arms. He's got the pace to do it. And 3 finals being played tomorrow. 25 needed by Knight Riders now. And they will be most likely playing against CCA1 in the finals tomorrow. That will be played at 5 p.m. Should be a catch. It's taken. A third wicket down. Better length to bowl. He immediately reaps rewards. Here Hamza. You can see no real celebrations there from Glenmore Knights. Wasim picking up that catch. He's got an injured hand. He split his webbing a couple of games back. He's stitches in his webbings. Bajwa returns to the dugout, making 12 of 22. It is not Osama, that is Wasim Hayat who picked up the catch. Asking for a helmet. Anwar Arsalan, the new man in. He should have been carrying his helmet from the dugout. He just walked in. You remember the famous incident of Angelo Matthews, where Bangladesh appealed he was not ready in the stipulated time. A big uproar in Sri Lankan cricket after that incident. The spirit of the game was questioned, but Bangladesh was well within their rights. Different people interpret spirit of cricket, spirit of the game differently, as Hamza bowls the next one. Arsalan is defending the ball. Hamza Javed fails it on his follow through. He is one of the key bowlers, but has been injured in this run up to the important games. His back is not 100%. This next one walks into the shot and punches it over point boundary for 4. Just 21 needed now. A lot of noise coming out of Knight Riders dugout. They want 3 sixes on 3 balls. Let's see if they get their wish. I think they got the first one. They did. Arsalan responding to his dugout. Just 15 needed now. Pretty much done and dusted. In Hindi we say औपचारिकता बाकी रह गई है. Translating formalities to be completed. "15 runs needed of 10 overs. As Daniel punched towards deep extra cover. Easy single. Anwar Arslan gets onto the strike. Let's see if he lives up to the expectation of his dugout. Wide signaled. Tried a reverse switch there and cleaned him up there. Arslan trying just too much. Wanting to hit the ball in that vacant third man area. Going for a reverse hit. And Dan hitting bullseye. Fourth wicket down. 84 for 4. That certainly looked like it hit the stumps, but looks like it's stumped by this eye. From here, it looked like the ball hit the stumps as Arslan was covering the angle that the camera was providing. Take my words back here. Good stumping there from Aniket Desai. Six wickets still in hand. Cross batted hit by Jalal, the wicket keeper for Knight Riders. Horizontal shot, cracked towards mid wicket. Sean fields the ball. Paltry 12 needed now. Wide outside the off stump, hit towards Hamza. Width again, hit towards Osama in the deep. One more added to the total. End of a spell from Dan. Bowled well, picked up a wicket, went for 16 in his 4. "86 for 4 in 11 Knight Riders. And need 11. Can complete this target with 2 shots here, Knight Riders. Himanshu Asnani bowling the first ball. Yorker length. Dug out by Ali. Both the premier fast bowlers taking a stick in the hands of Imad today earlier in the innings. Sean Reader going for 26 of the over he bowled, and Devesh going for 14. Full toss. Cross for another single. Single digit. The target in single digit now. What will be a well-deserved victory by Knight Riders. Outside the off stump, wanting to cut the ball, but didn't make contact. Lucky, didn't get an edge. This time he succeeds to put it away towards point boundary where it's fielded by Sean Reader. Jalal hits that ball in the vacant cow corner area. Should be a boundary. It crosses the boundary line for a 4. 4 more needed. Celebrations in the Knight Riders dugout already beginning. Driven towards cover. Should be a double. Dan picks up and throws. There's an appeal for an out. And it's given out. Good throw and good fielding there from the man from Tasmania. Daniel. He didn't clean the ball cleanly on the first attempt. Didn't give up. Ran after the ball. Collected and threw the ball back to the bowler's end, the right end to throw. And Jalal found himself short of the crease. So important to put up a score on the board. We keep on saying that the bowlers need to pick up wickets to win the games. Equally important for the batsmen to put up score on the board for bowlers to defend. And Glenmore Knights would have already realized that by now. 3 required. And ball is handed over to Devesh Khule. Short and wide and being hit towards the point boundary. That should be it. It is, and that's victory for Knight Riders. End of the campaign for Glenmore Knights. Not the way they would have wanted to end this campaign. Knight Riders win the game by 5 wickets. Deserving winners. 98 for 5. Knight Riders have secured the place in the Elite T20 tournament finals along with CCA 1. Handshakes all around. Yep, we play the game hard on the field. But once the game is over, the king and the pawn go back into the same box. So the players appreciating the effort of each other. Such a wonderful game, this game of cricket. It teaches a lot of things in life. Discipline. One thing that I pick up from the game. The scorecard there for Knight Riders. Imad, just brilliant. No other word to describe the onslaught he brought on to the Glenmore Knight bowlers. 54 from 18. Waqas went for a 0. Bajwar Ahmed 12. Arsalan 10. And Jalaluddin not out 11 of 6 balls. And completing the target in 12 in the 13th over, 12.1 overs. And dismal display of bowling there from Glenmore Knights. Devesh Khole, 17 of 7 balls he bowled. Amir Hamza bowled well in his 4 overs, 2 for 17. Sean Reader not getting going. Bowled 2 no balls in that over. Was an 8 ball over, 26 of his over. Daniel Paul, 1 for 16. Hamza went for 14 in his 1, picked up a wicket. And Himanshu Asnani, a single solitary over for 8. End of the proceedings here at Westwinds. There's the match summary there. Saad top scoring for Glenmore Knights with 36. No other significant contribution from any other batter. Knight Riders mauling Glenmore Knights in the second eliminator, winning by 5 wickets. We once again thank our sponsors, Prep Ultra, Source Sports, Kinetic Sports, YYC Sports, Northwest Massage, and Auto Reboot. Big thank you to Calgary and District Cricket League for organizing that tournament. As we come in to the end of the proceedings here at Westwinds, me and my colleague Jaydeep say bye for now, and we'll see you tomorrow. Big day tomorrow. 3 finals to be played. We will see you tomorrow. We say goodbye for now from the Westwind grounds. See you tomorrow.